Hello and welcome to Silver Ventures. We are back in the US and it has been a whirlwind. It's Tuesday and we have gone out to our property and gotten to look at our newly built shed. We also got a camper. We've been busy. So yeah, really exciting news. We're so happy about our new camper. But in this video, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of our camper. And then the rest of the video will be how we went about finding the camper and how we contacted the seller, eventually went to visit, to tour it, and then make a decision to make an offer and get it titled in our name. So hopefully if you stick around, you'll get all of that information on how we got our camper. So here comes the tour. Hope you enjoy it. All right, so here is a little tour of our camper, starting with our master bedroom. We've got a TV that Sienna decorated with those flowers. We added an aircon that's more energy efficient than our main one. And as you can see, we have some hanging storage here and some shelves with reading lights. And then coming around here, we have our kitchen area with a nice big sink. We have an oven, propane with 3 burners, and with cooktop, microwave. And Sydney's coming in with some laundry that we did. And here's like a little entertainment area with radio, another television, and then the sofa. Check out this cool feature, the light up cup holders. And then our dinette seats all 4 of us comfortably. I think it would also seat about 6. And then we have another portable aircon because, yeah, we just found that it's more energy efficient with the generator. And this thing does not cool very well at all. The fridge has a decent amount of space. Not as much as like a residential fridge, that's for sure. But it does the job. Here's our bathroom. Shower. It has a little tub space, so yeah, it's enough height for me to stand up straight, so not too bad. And then vanity, toilet. We like that it has a door to the outside. Yeah, sometimes we can just go to the bathroom without going through the camper. And then here's the kids' bedroom. We have lots of storage here, pantry. Kids have toys here. And then this is Sienna's little bunk. And not currently using the top bunks. And then this is Ezra's little bunk. And then this is their closet space for toys and clothes. Generator's not currently on. We're just running on the house battery. We've had beautiful weather these past few days, so we haven't had to run the air conditioning at all. It gets down to about 70, high 60s. So yeah, I've been saving on a lot of gas. But yeah, we feel fairly comfortable in here, all settled in, and we even get the Switch going sometimes. The kids get to play Mario Kart. Yeah, that's our camper inside, nice and cozy. Yeah, we really like our new to us camper, and I can confidently say that we not only found the camper ourselves, but also successfully paid the seller and got the camper legally transferred to our name. So here are some steps that we took when finding, purchasing, and titling our camper. Before I begin though, I do want to emphasize that I'm not an expert. I'm sure that I'm leaving out important information, so please don't look at this video as an exhaustive guide by any means. This video is simply what we did. Do your own research and talk to professionals before making any large financial decisions, especially involving online transactions. So the first thing I did was find an online marketplace, and in the past I used Craigslist, but due to the large quantity of campers on Facebook Marketplace and the ease of communication that Facebook Messenger offers, I decided to exclusively use Facebook Marketplace this time around. Some people do wish to use Craigslist due to the requirement to set up a Facebook profile if going the Facebook route, but so many people do have a Facebook profile that this isn't a problem for most individuals. So in Facebook, you simply search the word marketplace with the Facebook search function, or you can locate the marketplace function on the left of your window or Facebook feed. Once in marketplace, we simply search for campers in our city, and we set the search radius within our city as small or as large as we liked. I believe we settled on maybe like 100-mile radius to view the most campers within like an hour, hour and a half, 2-hour drive, or closer if we found any that were closer. When looking through the camper options, I found 8 or 9 potential campers, so quite a few, and messaged each seller separately through the Marketplace Messenger. And due to the presence of scammers, we avoided any postings that seemed too good to be true. And if we came across a camper that looked new or nearly new and the price was like unbelievably low, we just avoided that listing due to the likelihood of someone trying to lure us in for our personal information, or worse, our hard-earned money. So yeah, we definitely stuck to that adage. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. But when we found a prospect that looked like a genuine and real seller, and the camper was priced fairly and the photos looked legitimate and helpful, we simply typed our message into the send seller a message prompt at the bottom right of the listing. And due to the high number of scammers trying to get information from sellers, we were careful to word our message in a way that made us sound human and genuinely interested. Otherwise, the seller may not reply back at all. We worded our message to make it sound personable by writing what city we were from and a question or two asking specific questions concerning the posting, while avoiding simply asking generic questions like, is this camper still available? So once I messaged the sellers, I waited to hear back, and based on their answers to my questions or concerns, I was able to narrow the list down to about 4 or 5 campers. Rather than make the drive to 5 different campers, which would be really time consuming, I then asked for additional detailed pictures. I specifically wanted pictures of the exterior and interior taken in a way that I could see any possible damage or worn areas. With pictures, really the more the better. If they posted low resolution pictures, I asked for higher resolution. And if they asked to send the photos by email or communication outside of Marketplace, I politely declined due to just privacy concern. I did have that happen once and they totally understood, so it wasn't an issue. After a day or so of communication, I narrowed the list down to 2 campers and I set up a time to come and see them. At this point, the seller knew that I was real and genuinely interested, so they shared their address with me. I was fortunate enough to be able to see both campers on the same day within an hour or so of each other, so that was a real time saver there. I think it's important to be transparent and honest, so I did share with them like what was going on, that I was looking at 2 and they were one of the 2, and they were fine with that. I did request that the campers be connected to electricity so that I could test the refrigerator, air conditioners, slides, awnings, power jacks if they had it. I said it'd also be great if you had a full tank of propane so I can test the water heater, stove, oven, and the refrigerator if the refrigerator was dual electric and propane. As I looked at the campers, a good tip, I took a video and photos so I could view everything again at a later time. This is really helpful to me because it can be a bit overwhelming to try and see everything, and it's just helpful to have something I can look at again as I go home and make a decision at home. I was sure to check the tires for decent tread, around the axles for damage, the underside of the camper, hail damage, signs of leaks, if I saw bubbling, wrinkling, or felt small, like soft spots in the floor or soft on the wall, or if it smelled like mildew or mold. Those are all clear signs of past water leaks. So I was sure to ask about that if I saw it. And again, this list isn't exhaustive, so please do your own research about what to check and look at when buying a used camper. After visiting with the owners and asking additional questions about anything that looked questionable, worn, damaged, also asking questions about the camper's reliability, past issues, if there were any accidents, leaks, anything we could think of, it was time to make a decision. So we came back home and I looked back at my video and photos and then talked it over with Sydney and the kids. And once we all came to a decision, we contacted the seller to negotiate. While negotiating, we were not afraid to ask lower than the listing price, but we were careful not to be super insulting with a ridiculously low offer. There is a little bit of an art to this, so sometimes we will seek a second opinion just to be sure we're not making an offer so low that it will anger or frustrate the seller. The seller did not accept our initial offer, but came back with a really attractive counter offer, so we accepted. He even said he would deliver the camper to our shed, so that made things even better since we currently don't have a truck. We agreed that a cashier's check would be fine for payment. We initially thought we would meet at my bank to verify that I indeed had the funds before the check was written, but we had established a mutual respect for each other and trust, so he said it would be fine to bring the cashier's check and give it to him after delivery. Speaking of payment, personally, I do not like to pay in cash or accept payment in cash due to the risky nature of carrying and exchanging large sums of cash. You never know who's watching and who might put a target on you if you're carrying around like thousands of dollars. A cashier's check is a check that the bank writes to verify that the funds are indeed in your account. So it is a safe form of payment, especially if you meet at the bank and see the teller create the check beforehand, so you know that no transfer of money or funds was done after the check was written. After payment, we signed over the title. And this is for Missouri. So in Missouri, a used camper will always have a title, and we would not look at a camper if it did not have a title ready to be signed over to the buyer. Here's a picture of a sample Missouri title. The bottom of the title was filled out by the buyer and seller, and then it detaches from the title and the seller mails it to the state. The back of the title is also filled in with the necessary information and signatures and then brought into the title office. Both the bottom of the title and the back of the title are clear about what information to fill into each box. And if a box is not applicable, you can just leave it blank. A word of caution: if you are filling in a title to transfer, do make sure you get signatures from all sellers listed on the front of the title, and make sure that you both use the same ink pen, same color of ink, when writing on the title. Some titling office don't like it if there's different colored ink, and they may request a notarized bill of sale, which is real pain to get after you and the seller depart ways. We also needed a lien release for our camper. And this is a letter from the bank that financed the camper for the previous owner that states that the loan has indeed been paid in full and no additional money is owed. The title will say on the front if the camper was financed, and if it was, you will need a lien release in order to transfer title to your name. I personally would not buy a camper until the lien release was provided, even if the seller had the title in hand. Once we had the signed over title and notarized lien release from the previous owner, we headed to the title office. And here are the requirements that we followed for transferring title in the state of Missouri. Do not assume your state will be the same or similar, so please do your own research. And knowing that we just had 30 days to transfer title, we didn't waste any time. This is also where we paid the sales tax for a camper, which for us ended up being a pretty big bill, around $800. And it can be easy to overlook budgeting for this added expense, so we just wanted to get it paid, everything transferred over while we were still in the mindset of making the purchase and finishing the transaction. And that's it. After a couple weeks, our new title came in the mail, making us the official owners of our new camper. Woohoo! Very exciting. So those are some of the steps that we followed. I'm sure that I left out some things, and then again, it's going to be a little bit different situation for everyone, especially if you live in a different state. But hopefully this can be a little bit helpful to you, give you an idea of what it's like to go about buying a camper from a private individual. That's all I have for now. So hope you all have a great week ahead, and until I see you again, take care. Bye-bye.